Right, welcome to this second video tutorial, or I guess this is more of a features explained video. So let's get right to it. The last video was about installing the ffxicaddie. So this one is about really explaining the features once it's installed. So let's start by starting. Well, obviously I have both providers loaded here on both Lucky Shirt and Greenshoe. And let's just start with the basics here. For instance, I'm gonna, just for the concept, I'm gonna show you that it's possible to have multiple instances of this caddy up and running. Now either you can have, like so, what it did automatically now is just choose the first one it found. Both the caddies connected to Greenshoe instance. So both are now showing Greenshoe at some point in Western Orderlin. And now we have two instances getting data from Greenshoe here, and we'll see if we move Greenshoe around, the both caddies will update. So, but you can also choose to have one of the caddies follow Lucky Shirt instead, and you'll see that moving Greenshoe around now only alters the top right instance of the caddy, and the Lucky Shirt now just alters the bottom right one. Right. So one thing you'll also see when you're starting the application is you'll see this locating maps thing here. And the first time you do this after rebooting, it's gonna take a bit of time. And I guess it also depends on what kind of hard drive you have. For me, it's quite quick. I have a SSD hard drive, solid state disk, I think it's short for, which will actually read files on your hard drive quite quick. So I think that should be the best option for locating those. If you have a like a regular rotating disk hard drive, I suspect this might take some time. I'm not sure. Hopefully it'll be a quick experience. Certainly, if you have your hard drive, what is it called? Segment, unsegmented or something. I'm not sure. But anyways, SSD is what I have, and it seems to be working fine for me. And please feel free to send me an email if you find that's not accurate in your case. So that's also one of the main features about this software I made. I wanted it to locate the maps in the game installation folder, because I've been so I've been so fed up with the previous applications like AppRadar. That's once you have an update and you have a new map, it's gonna take one or 2 months until you find a new map pack, and you'll have to struggle a bit, and then I can actually see the new zones, and that's what was one of the things I wanted to change here. So it should be good to go right after an update, in fact. I guess other things may break, but that should be on the Windower team is quite have quite good tactics for updating that very quick. So and that's on the provider side of this this application. Okay, so obviously when locating those maps, you'll have to well, the program will have to find your installation folder, and it's quite smart when doing so. But anyways, if you find it's that it doesn't find your installation folder, you'll just have to open the settings window, and the way you do that is by either pressing a keyboard shortcut, or you can just right click an empty space in your map and choose settings. And here you can browse manually to the installation folder of Final Fantasy. Just choose the root folder that should be this one, with all the ROMs in it. So okay there, and then after you have loaded and probably failed to load it, so because you're browsing, you have probably failed to load the maps, you can just click this button afterwards, refresh map registry. And then all should be okay. Right. Okay, so we have explained the location of the maps, and we have explained the providers. And let's take a moment to explain the profile, because I can choose to have several profiles here. It comes with a default profile, so both of these, for instance, are using the default profile now. So you'll also see that the way to identify the top one here now would be to look at the port number. So this settings window is for this instance of the Caddy, because it's the same port number here, port 51554, port 51554, and you see this one is port 52621. So that's not the settings window for that one. So but let's open the settings window for that one, and I'm just gonna use the keyboard shortcut this time, which is Control S. It's here, like so, and you'll see the port on this one is 52621. So this settings window here has to do with this one, and this settings window here has to do with this one. But you'll see they both have the same, use the same profile here, which is the default profile. I haven't made any other profiles. So if I was supposed to, if I were to change a setting here, let's say display zone ID, you'll see that it'll also be changed here, because it's the same profile. And it will be changed runtime, so you don't have to restart things. And what it actually does is display zone ID. It's this number here. There is 3-digit number here after the zone name. So if you take it off, it's the 3-digit number is gone, and on again, and it's on. And you will see it will update for both instances of the Caddy. Right. So in order to have this one have a set of settings for this one, you'll have to have two different profiles if you want the settings for this one not to influence the settings for this one. So you can just create a new profile here, defaults to my cool profile, and you'll also see if and you see it automatically selected the my cool profile, and it uses the settings that is currently loaded when creating a new profile. So you can go from there. So but if you try to create a profile twice with the same name, you'll get an error message. Right, and now we see this green shoe, well, this topmost application has the my cool profile, but the bottom one has the default profile. So if you say take away the zone ID now, you'll notice that it didn't change down here. So now they operate on two separate profiles. And you'll also see in the map here, this one doesn't show the zone ID, this one does show it. Right. So the profile concept is explained, and let's also explain these two buttons. Right, we have reset to defaults, which is gonna just like say if you do a lot of stuff, like take away a lot of stuff here and change a lot of stuff, you can reset it back to defaults. So, and if you do that, he'll just load all the defaults, which is default for the application. And you can also choose delete the profile, like so, and then you go back to the default profile. And also, if someone is wondering, you can't delete the default profile. Right, so we have also, there's a lot of settings here, you see, that I'm going to explain. Map opacity, you see what it's doing here. And I think since we now have explained the profile stuff, I guess we're just gonna shut down one of these just to make it a bit simpler here. I guess the main reason for having the ability to do something like setting the opacity would be to have the caddy stay on top, like so. So if it doesn't stay on top, it'll disappear behind the window. But if it stays on top, you can just, let's see, it'll stay on top here. So, and also I guess the map opacity is for this kind of case. You want to see some of the background of the game while you also have a minimap or something. Right. And also, if you have such a small window like this, you probably don't want to show all this extra strings or extra information here, so you can turn all those off, like so. Perhaps just have the zone name here. And the reason I'd always like that's probably not well, or that may not be your case, but in my case I would always like to have this zone name, because there's a feature, if you right click some text in the window, it's gonna look it up for you on the on the internet. So if I right click Western Northern here, you'll see that it automatically launches my browser with my chosen search provider. I'll show you how to change the search provider afterwards. But here you can also, well, go into the maps or just look for NPCs and start your search if there's something you're wondering about that zone. So that's kind of a nice feature. That's one of the reasons why I always want to have this zone name on, because if it's not there, it's nothing to right click, so you'll just have the standard menu. Right. I think I'm gonna close that tutorial there and continue in the next one. Okay.